back to the stream, and then in a lot of cases bringing life back to a neighborhood.
I'm Chris Conti.
All right, Chris, thank you for that report. Well, that's going to do it for us today. I'm Michelle London. Denver 7 News at 5 starts right now.
This is probably one of the biggest storms that we've had this snow season.
The snow just didn't want to stop. Some places got nearly a foot of fresh powder.
It's only supposed to be like 1 to 3 inches. It shouldn't be that bad, right?
It's supposed to be clear.
Oh no, so let's go.
There are some snags on the roads and at the airport.
I knew it was going to snow, but I didn't know it was going to be delayed this bad.
The snow's about done falling, but not the temperatures. Bitter cold overnight.
A child's life gone in an instant on an amusement park ride.
What kind of message does that send to this park and other parks?
Parents shocked the DA will not pursue charges.
The criminal justice system has let them down.
And CU students say the university did not do enough to protect them during a police standoff.
I definitely think a change needs to be done.
All right, it's been more than 24 hours, and yes, it is still snowing. This is a live look over downtown Denver that's covered in fresh snow right now.
And as we see with these big snows, some roads are plowed, others are a mess. And I'm going to take a live look now at I-225, where right now all lanes are closed at 6th Avenue because of this rollover. So they're trying now to flip back over that semi and move it out of the interstate.
Yikes.
Now, most part, we really just haven't seen too many crashes, even though that's such a mess there.
And probably because most people stayed home. Take a look at some of these snowfall totals. Commerce City had some of the most snow in the metro with more than a foot. Parts of East and downtown Denver got the most snow, at least for the Mile High City, with just under a foot of snow. And some of the biggest snow totals that we saw were down south in Colorado Springs. Listen to this. They got 22 inches of snow today. What a day. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Let's get to our team coverage on this Weather Action Day. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson is in the Weather Center. Russell Haythorne's out at the airport.
Let's first get to Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez, who is in Governor's Park here in Denver. And Ivan, snow's slowly starting to wrap up, but there's a lot of it piled up out there.
It's been snowing consistently throughout the day. About an hour ago, it looked like that snow was slowing down a little bit, and now it got a lot darker again, and it's snowing a little bit harder. Still, that snow hasn't scared a lot of people from coming out to enjoy it. We've been seeing people come out here to play with their even people snowboarding and sledding just here in Governor's Park. Earlier today, we drove around I-70 and also 6th Avenue just to take a look at what the driving conditions looked like. You could see that a lot of the roads were clear, but they were still slick in some areas. CDOT tells us it has about 100 crews out across the metro treating and plowing the roads, making sure people are able to get home during the evening commute.
Some of those secondary roads, some of those state highways, across the metro area, we want to make sure that they get that same level of treatment and just get everything as cleaned up and buttoned up as possible, particularly before the cold continues to stay with us.
Also passed by a truck stop along I-70, and we spoke with some truckers who were coming in from Phoenix, and they told us a little bit about their story, about how they ended up here. They were even debating coming through Denver because of the snowstorm.
We were like, wait, let's don't do this run. Let's don't do this run because that storm's going to hit. And then we're like, okay, there's only supposed to be like 1 to 3 inches. It shouldn't be that bad, right?
It's supposed to be clear.
Oh no, so let's go. What do you know? We hit right in the middle of it.
Those gentlemen told me that conditions through the mountains were decent. They say plows were doing a good job of keeping snow off the I-70, at least. When it comes to Vail Pass, they did have to chain up there, but the rest of that journey, they said it was nice and smooth. Now, as it comes for the snow, it's still snowing now, and those cold temperatures are starting to kick in now. Mike?
Ivan, thanks. It's indeed very cold out there. And with that, the streets and sidewalks are going to be in tough shape tonight, even if some of the main roads are in fairly decent shape. Witness the icy conditions right now on the Pearl Street Mall. The snows have really diminished down to just little snow showers that will end in the next couple of hours. The skies will start to clear from northwest to southeast. Still fairly decent snow over southeastern Colorado for a couple more hours, and we still have plenty of advisories in effect. Our winter weather advisory along the front range is until 8 o'clock tonight. Winter storm warnings down to the south where Wolf Creek Pass is at about 2 feet of snow. That continues until midnight, as it does in the extreme southeast corner of Colorado. After the snow's done falling, the temperatures are going to continue to drop. 7 right now in Denver and Greeley. It's 3 at Akron, 9 at Fort Collins. Not quite as cold out to the west, but some of those high mountain valleys tonight are going to drop to 20 to 30 below zero, and we will be 5 to 10 below zero here along the Front Range. So the flurries stop falling, but not the temperatures. Well below zero tomorrow morning, and those streets are going to stay slick, and with that, travel trouble certainly will be coming our way through early tomorrow. So we'll continue our Denver 7 weather action day through the morning hours tomorrow, and then weather conditions should be improving after that.
We'll get there. All right. Thank you, Mike, and we'll check back in. Now, according to Punxsutawney Phil, we better get used to the snow and the freezing cold weather. The famous Pennsylvania groundhog saw his shadow today, so of course that means we'll have 6 more weeks of winter. Of course, if you don't want to believe a groundhog on the East Coast, maybe you'll listen to a stuffed yellow-bellied marmot on a snowboard in Boulder. That's right, Flatiron Freddy did not see his shadow this morning, so there is hope that maybe spring is around the corner.
So for an even more accurate forecast, check out our 24/7 weather stream, available right now on the free Denver 7 Plus app. And for the latest weather coverage for your morning commute, tune in to Denver 7 tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.
Keeping life interesting. Wow.
Well, some school districts are already pushing back tomorrow's start time due to the weather. Plenty of schools, of course, canceled for snow today.
Now, as for Douglas County, there will be no classes tomorrow, and it is not because of the weather. Hundreds of teachers are planning to walk out tomorrow in protest of an apparent attempt to force the superintendent to resign.
And a possible indicator of the size of tomorrow's protests, before classes were canceled today, there were more than 1,200 substitute positions posted open for tomorrow.
No charges will be filed in the death of a 6-year-old girl at a Glenwood Springs amusement park. Her family intends to keep fighting all the same. Denver 7's Jason Grenauer reports.
They said this decision, no charges whatsoever, treats their daughter's life as cheap and meaningless. That was written in a statement. We spoke with the family's attorney.
That just undermines public safety. And it's also offensive to the memory of Wangel, to her human dignity, to the parents.
A state investigation found that 6-year-old Wangel Estefanos was not buckled into the haunted mine drop at the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park back in September. She fell 110 feet and was killed. The 9th Judicial District Attorney said in a statement they could not prove criminal negligence or criminal recklessness and therefore would not be filing any criminal charges.
And the state found they didn't fasten her. And when the warning light told them there was a problem with her seatbelt, they came back repeatedly and still didn't fasten her. So the parents are saying, if that isn't recklessness, what is?
The family will be moving forward with a civil lawsuit. In the newsroom, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.
All right, as we head into the break, another live look at I-225 and 6. Traffic just starting to squirt through right there. A semi flipped over, trying to get it back upright and off the road. So we'll be right back with Denver 7 News at 5.